The notification popped up while I was eating ramen at 2 a.m. Again. My hands were shaking from exhaustion after another 16-hour coding session. I had been building my app for 8 months straight, living off instant noodles and coffee while working my day job at the grocery store. The notification was from Tyler's Instagram. My boyfriend of 3 years had posted something. I smiled, thinking maybe he had finally said something supportive about my project. I opened it, my stomach dropped. It was a meme, a picture of someone typing frantically on a laptop with the caption, "When your girlfriend thinks she's Steve Jobs but she's really just broke and delusional." Below it, Tyler had written, "Some people need to wake up and join reality. Not everyone gets to be a tech genius, babe. Maybe try getting a real career first." He had tagged me. The post already had 47 likes. I recognized most of the names, our friends, his co-workers, people from my own family. They were all laughing at me. If you're watching this video, please like, subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments where you're watching my story from. I want to know how far it has traveled. I sat there staring at my phone for 20 minutes. The ramen got cold. My roommate Keisha knocked on my door around 3 a.m. because she heard me crying. "What happened?" she asked, sitting on my bed. I showed her the post. Her face went dark. "He posted this publicly, while you're literally killing yourself to build something." I nodded. The worst part was not just the mockery, it was the timing. That very afternoon I had received an email from a potential investor who wanted to schedule a call. I had been so excited to tell Tyler. Now I felt stupid for even caring about his opinion. "Long has he been like this?" Keisha asked. "Always," I admitted, "but it got worse when I started the app. He said I was wasting time, that I should focus on getting promoted to assistant manager at the store instead." Keisha handed me tissues. "You know what you need to do, right?" I did, but I was scared. The next morning I woke up to 63 comments on Tyler's post. Most were laughing emojis. A few people defended me, but Tyler had replied to them with more jokes. "She's trying to build the next Facebook in her bedroom," he wrote. "Meanwhile, I'm paying for most of our dates because she's saving money for her fantasy." That was a lie. I always paid my half, but nobody would know that from reading his comments. I got ready for my shift at the grocery store. My manager, Patricia, was one of the kindest people I knew. She had always encouraged my dreams. When I arrived, she pulled me aside. "I saw what your boyfriend posted," she said quietly. "Are you okay?" I was not okay, but I nodded anyway. "Listen," Patricia continued. "I've known you for 2 years, you're brilliant. Whatever you're building, don't stop. People who mock your dreams are usually afraid of their own potential." Her words stayed with me through my entire shift. The investor call was scheduled for Friday, 3 days away. I spent every free moment preparing my pitch. Tyler kept texting me, acting like nothing had happened. He wanted to know if I was coming to his friend's party on Saturday. I ignored his messages. By Thursday night, I had my presentation perfect. The app was called BridgeLink. It connected freelance workers directly with small businesses, cutting out expensive middleman platforms. I had built it from scratch, teaching myself advanced coding through free online courses and library books. The investor's name was Mr. Harrison Cole. He ran a venture capital firm in San Francisco. His email had been brief but interested. "I've seen your demo video. Let's talk about funding possibilities." I had sent that demo video to 37 investors over 6 months. Mr. Cole was the first to respond. Keisha helped me practice my pitch. "You sound too apologetic," she said. "Stop saying I think and maybe. You know your app works, say it like that." She was right. I was still carrying Tyler's mockery in my voice. Friday arrived. I called in sick to work. The video meeting was scheduled for 2 p.m. I wore my only professional blouse and set up my laptop in the kitchen where the lighting was best. Mr. Cole appeared on screen at exactly 2 p.m. He was older, maybe 55, with grey hair and sharp eyes. 2 other people joined the call, his business partners. "Tell me about BridgeLink," he said simply. I took a breath and started talking. I explained the problem. Freelance platforms charged up to 30% commission, making it hard for both workers and small businesses to profit. My app charged a flat monthly subscription of $15 for workers and $25 for businesses. Everyone kept more of their money. "Many users do you have?" one of the partners asked. 247, I answered. "I launched a beta version 3 months ago. No advertising budget, just word of mouth." Mr. Cole leaned forward. "What's your monthly revenue?" "About $4,000, growing 20% each month." Number was small, I knew that, but the growth rate was what mattered. The call lasted 45 minutes. They asked about my background, my coding experience, my business plan. I answered everything honestly. Yes, I was self-taught. Yes, I worked at a grocery store. Yes, I built this entire platform alone in my bedroom. At the end, Mr. Cole said something that changed my life. Like to invest $250,000 for 20% equity, but we need you full-time on this. Can you quit your day job? I could not breathe. $250,000. That was more money than I had seen in my entire life. Need to review the terms with a lawyer, I managed to say, trying to sound professional. Mr. Cole smiled. Smart, I'll have my team send over the paperwork, take a week to review it. But I'm serious about the full-time requirement. This app has potential, but only if you can dedicate yourself completely. After the call ended, I sat in silence for 10 minutes. Then I screamed so loud that Keisha came running from her room. I did not tell Tyler. Something in my gut told me to wait. Instead, I called my Aunt Denise. She was a lawyer in Chicago and she agreed to review the investment documents for free. This is legitimate, she told me 2 days later. The terms are fair. Actually, they're generous for a first-time founder. These people believe in you. That Sunday, I met Tyler for coffee. He was in a good mood, talking about his new project at work. He was an assistant at a marketing firm doing mostly data entry. He had been there for 4 years without a promotion. So are you over your little tantrum about my Instagram post? He asked, stirring his latte. Tantrum, I repeated. Yeah, you ignored my texts for days. It was just a joke. Everyone thought it was funny. I looked at him carefully. Really looked at him, his smirk, his casual dismissal of my hurt, the way he had humiliated me publicly and expected me to just accept it. I'm breaking up with you, I said. His smirk disappeared. What, because of a joke? Tyler tried to argue. He said I was being oversensitive, that I could not take criticism, that I was throwing away 3 years over nothing. It was not criticism, I said calmly. It was cruelty. You mocked my dream to make yourself feel bigger, and you did it publicly so everyone could join in. Come on, I was just trying to help you be realistic. You're 26 years old working at a grocery store. At some point you need to grow up. That was when I stood up. Quit my job at the grocery store yesterday, I said. I'm signing a $250,000 investment deal on Tuesday. My app is going full-time, and you'll never be part of that success. I left him sitting there with his mouth open. Walking out of that coffee shop felt like shedding a heavy coat I had been wearing for years. Keisha was right. I should have done this months ago. Tyler started texting immediately. First angry messages calling me a liar, then apologetic ones begging for another chance. I blocked his number. The next 3 months were chaos. Good chaos. I signed the investment papers. Mr. Cole's firm set me up with an office space in a tech incubator downtown. They hired a business advisor to help me scale up. I brought on 2 developers to help improve the platform. Bridgelink grew fast. By month 2, we had 3,000 users. By month 3, 12,000. The revenue climbed from $4,000 monthly to $60,000. I worked constantly. 18-hour days, weekends, holidays. But unlike my time in the bedroom eating ramen, this felt different. I had resources, support, people who believed in my vision. Keisha became my unofficial chief of staff, helping manage my schedule and keeping me fed. You're still eating like a broke college student, she complained, forcing me to order actual meals instead of vending machine snacks. Patricia from the grocery store sent me a card. I always knew you'd do something amazing. Proud of you. Tyler kept trying to reach me through mutual friends. I heard he had been asking about my company. People told me he was claiming he had always supported my dreams. 6 months after the initial investment, Mr. Cole called another meeting. This time it was not just his firm. 3 major venture capital companies wanted to discuss a Series A funding round. Talking about $5 million, Mr. Cole said. Your growth numbers are exceptional, but there's competition entering the market now. We need to move fast and scale bigger. Meetings were intense. I learned new vocabulary: burn rate, market penetration, customer acquisition cost. I hired a chief financial officer who actually understood all this business language that still made my head spin, but I was learning fast. I sat in every meeting, took notes, asked questions. These investors respected me because I had built something real. I was not just an idea person. I had code, users, and revenue. The Series A closed in November. $5.2 million for 15% equity. My company was now valued at $34 million on paper. And I still owned 55% of it. I did the math one night. My stake was worth about $18.7 million. I was a millionaire, on paper at least. I did not change much about my life at first. I moved out of the apartment I shared with Keisha into a small 1-bedroom closer to the office. Nothing fancy. I bought a decent car to replace my dying Honda. I paid off my student loans in one payment that felt incredible. $23,000 gone in a single transaction. Money that had been haunting me for 5 years just erased. I took Keisha out to a nice dinner. You helped me survive the worst times, I told her. When Tyler was tearing me down, you built me back up. You did the actual work, she said. I just reminded you that you could. My parents were proud but confused. They were teachers in Ohio, good people who had always encouraged education and stable careers. The tech startup world was foreign to them. So you made an app and people gave you millions? My dad kept asking. How does that work exactly? I tried to explain, but honestly, sometimes I was amazed too. By December, Bridgelink had 40,000 users. We were hiring customer service staff, marketing people, and more developers. I had 17 employees. I was somebody's boss. That felt surreal. Christmas came, I flew home to Ohio. My extended family treated me like a celebrity. Cousins asked for business advice. My uncle wanted investment tips. My grandmother just kept hugging me and saying, I always knew you were special. Tyler's sister was at my aunt's Christmas party. We had been friends before I dated Tyler. She pulled me aside in the kitchen. He's really messed up about losing you, she said quietly. He won't admit it, but he knows he screwed up. Good, I said simply. She blinked, surprised by my coldness. I don't mean that cruelly, I explained, but he needs to understand that mocking someone's dreams has consequences. Maybe this will teach him to be kinder. She nodded slowly. He keeps asking people about your company, trying to figure out how successful you are. I'm doing fine, I said. That was an understatement, but Tyler did not deserve details.